A wild pitch. And Zach Arm.
Yeah, you get the feeling this could be Darren Smith's last batter if he doesn't get an out right here.
And Darren Smith is going to be lifted here as the Tigers lead 2-0. We will return in a moment on the SEC ESPN Network. Austin Hansel is the new pitcher, a junior out of New Orleans. He replaces Darren Smith, who faced 6 batters and retired 1 of them. And Hansel inherits a Tiger on every base with only 1 out.
Yeah, pretty tough situation for him. Looking for that ground ball double play, trying to minimize the damage. LSU's pushed across 2 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Darren Smith allowed the opening double by Cruz off the wall in the right field corner. He walked 3 in a row. He hit a batter. He threw a wild pitch. He struck out Drost.
This appears to be Hansel's first appearance of the year, just like it was for Darren Smith. I do not see him on our stat sheet. Nothing like getting your feet wet in 2021, inheriting a bases loaded 1-out situation.
Now batting for LSU, shortstop number 5, Drew Bianco.
Drew Bianco with the bases loaded. The right-handed batter takes a wide stance, and Hansel throws his first pitch of the season. It's a breaking ball, and it remains elevated. Two and 0. Bianco was nothing out of 4 in the first game with a couple of strikeouts. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, we mentioned this Southern pitching staff has had its struggles this year. Comes in with a team ERA just shy of 8.
Bianco was turned loose on 3 and 0. Travinsky is at third, Dugas at second, Arnold on first. They all have walked. And so has Bianco. So the merry-go-round continues. LSU has scored 3 in the inning on 1 hit. Southern pitching has been wanting here in the first. Here's Jordan Thompson hitting 167. 2 of his 3 hits have been homers.
Yeah, Jordan Thompson, there is some pop in that bat. 6'1", real, I guess you'd call him skinny, kind of lanky looking, but when he swings, the ball comes off his bat.
How about wiry?
Wiry's a good word. You can tell this frame is going to fill out, but what he does have is some pop in the bat. There's no doubt about that. He's hit a couple of long home runs this year. He's pretty much been the everyday third baseman for LSU since Will Helmers, who is pitching tonight, got a couple of opportunities in Game 1 and Game 2 of the season.
Helmers has been staked to a 3-0 lead, and the Tigers have a chance to get a lot more here. The 2-0 pitch to the young third baseman, Jordan Thompson. Alex Milazzo is on deck. The infield is at double play depth. There's a strike. A smash to the shortstop. No place to put it after the catch. That's one of those balls hit 6 or 7, 8 feet to either direction, and the runners would still be motoring.
Yeah, barreled up certainly by Thompson. Just hit it right at the shortstop, Wilbur. That's exactly what Hansel is trying to do and trying to work out of what could be a big crooked number for LSU, and he's 1 out away from doing it. But Alex Milazzo steps to the plate with a chance to really extend the lead for LSU.
Dugas, Arnold, and Bianco take their leads. Milazzo only has 3 base hits and 19 at-bats. One of those has been a double. He makes his living behind the plate defensively, but LSU would like that batting average to approach 240, 250 or so.
Oh, no doubt. And look, if you're going to make a run to Omaha, you're going to do it with a lineup that is deep, a lineup that can make a little bit of noise 1 through 9. LSU needs Alex Milazzo to get going a little bit more. Defensively, there's nobody around or going to be any better than Alex Milazzo, not only in the SEC, but probably in the entire country. He can throw, block, does all the things you want him to do from a defensive standpoint. He's a leader, but the offense needs to pick up a little bit, and he's working hard on that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That breaking pitch stays elevated. The wind is picked up and is blowing out toward right field, left to right. Here at Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. Southern's outfield is very deep for Milazzo. He hits it sharply. It's gloved by the third baseman and out on a close play at third. Thompson was able to get to the bag just before Zach Arnold arrived. So it's 3-0 LSU on only 1 base hit. Puts 3 runs across in the first, batting around in the process. What a night we have for baseball. Not nearly as cold and dreary and windy as last night. 59 degrees right now. No chance of rain. Those winds are out of the west-northwest at 4 miles an hour. Earlier today in the Nichols LSU game, the sky was the color of turquoise.
I was waiting for that. Turquoise.
How's your back? I see you've got lumbar support.
Yeah,
here tonight.
I got my little pillow thing back out. You know, it's getting better. If you've ever had they're calling it a pinched nerve between the L4 and L5, so I'm getting those nice little shooting pains and numbness in my left foot and toes occasionally. But I'm going to therapy a couple days a week and trying to get my core area and all that a little bit stronger, like the doctor recommends before, because I don't want to do surgery. That's out. I don't even want nothing to do with the back surgery.
Well, you've had more than one in your life.
Yes, if you've had 1 surgery, no matter, you've had 1 too many, and unfortunately I've had a bunch of them.
Hensel over the top. Dylan Cruz whacked this one the other way. It landed 1 billboard to the left of the foul pole, as you see.
Well, that's what's kind of been impressive to me. There's been a lot of impressive things. But one thing is he can drive the ball, and he does to the opposite field. We've seen a home run hit right center field, straightaway center field, some base hits, to the right side, and that right there, the patience he shows at the plate. He gets a lot of 3-2 breaking balls, 3-2 change-ups, but he has really been on his game so far this year for LSU.
Hansel actually went to the bullpen between innings and was throwing, trying to work on his release point as he came into the game with the bases loaded and only 1 out in the first. He walked the first batter. He got Thompson on a liner and Milazzo on a fielder's choice, but he was trying to figure it out in between innings, but he comes out and he walks Cruz. And here is Trey Morgan, who was hit by a pitch. He's hit safely in 5 straight games. Cruz is on his way, easily steals it. The ball is airmailed into center field. Cruz is on his way to third. And the troubles continue for Southern. This has been an extremely sloppy start for the Jaguars.
Well, that's the first stolen base for Dylan Cruz this year. First attempt. Pretty good Pitch for Green, the catcher to throw him, but he just sails it out towards center field, and Cruz gets up and takes an extra 90 feet. So LSU runner at third base and nobody out here in the bottom of the second.
Let's give him credit for that double steal back in the first. Remember?
That's right.
He was on the run, so that was his first one. That's his second one.
Because we heard he, above average speed,
yeah,
but hadn't attempted any stolen bases before tonight.
He will stay at third base as Morgan is thrown out by the pitcher. No sense gambling by Cruz with nobody out at third. And Brody Drost, who struck out in the first inning.
Well, these are the kind of pitchers that, when you're used to facing 88 to 92 and all of a sudden you run into some pitchers or a pitching staff that's going to throw in the low 80s, it can be an adjustment for college hitters. We see it happen every year. LSU has its struggle sometimes against lesser velocity because you get used to that normal. And the normal in the college game now, especially when you talk about Friday nights, Saturday nights in the SEC, the normal is probably 90, 92 miles an hour now.
That pitch got under the hands of Drost. That's one of the better deliveries by Hansel.
And I don't know if he cut that fastball on purpose, if that was just a hard cutter. It was a really good pitch, started right on the inside part of the plate and had it dive down and in.
Cruz walked, he stole second base and moved up on an error.
Well, we talk about these situations all the time, and this is where you have to be good. You have to be good with a runner at third base and less than 2 out.
And the infield is very deep. It is conceding a run.
And you got to know that. You got to know that a ground ball to second base, a ground ball to shortstop, just an everyday routine two-hopper is going to play to run. And that's what's got to go through your mind. If you get a base hit, that's great. That's icing on the cake. But the idea is find a way to get that run home.
Anything on the ground in this situation has a 99% chance of scoring Cruz from third.
Yeah, just about one place, right? Right back to the pitcher. It's about the only place you can't hit it. But past that, you put on the ground in the infield, and it's a run. So Dylan Cruz above average speed at third.
According to today's declaration by Governor Edwards, capacities at sporting venues have been increased to 50%. We'll see how that plays out. There are some other renderings and some,
of course, some
things that go with that, but some protocols to still be determined.
Some hurdles, some high hurdles. But we could see 50% capacity here at the box in the near future. Let's hope that happens.
The 3-2 pitch with a runner at third. Struck him out on a slow breaking ball.
That's a nice time to pull out your best breaking ball so far of the night. And boy, Hansel with a big overhand breaking ball just dots that outside part of the plate. Brody Drost can't.
Smith struck out a batter. Hansel has struck out a batter. And that batter was Drost. He has fanned twice. Here's Travinsky, who walked in the first. So LSU has pushed a runner to third. And now there are 2 outs. And a couple of opportunities to get run number 4 have not materialized.
These are the kind of situations that will come back and haunt you once SEC play gets here, because that's when you're facing some real dudes.
That's under the glove of Judah Wilbur. Travinsky hit a hard sinking liner. It looked like Wilbur might be able to take the short hop or make the catch in the air. He got some leather on it, It rolled behind him, and that's an error on the shortstop.
Yeah, this ball is hit extremely hard. I mean, Travinski, 6'3", 225 pounds, just hits a rifle at Wilbur, the shortstop. I thought it could have been called a base hit. Certainly wasn't an easy play at all. But regardless, pushes home that 4th run for LSU.
And Dugas, who walked in the first, comes to the plate with Travinski at first base. He takes a short lead. The whole rhythm, which has been guided by the 2 Southern pitchers, has been out of kilter here early. There's a slow breaking pitch, and Dugas had a liking for it but couldn't find it. That bender appears to be the best pitch so far for Hansel.
Yeah, it doesn't throw anything straight. The fastball, and I'm calling the fastball, is more of a cut fastball. But that big overhand slow breaking ball, the speed difference is really good. So the cut fastball is 82 to 85. But this one right here, the old Uncle Charlie. And as you say, Lynn, you can hang a worm on that hook right there at 69 miles an hour. So it's a good speed difference between his 2 pitches.
He comes back with it. And Dugas got a sliver of it. The outfield is deep, especially in right field. The glove stays at the plate. The ball bounces back to the backstop. I'm calling that a pass ball. And I know you never threw a wild pitch. They were all pass balls.
No, I uncorked a few of them myself. That's a tough chance right there, but a ball that really has to be called. You see Travinski reads it, thinks about taking an extra 90 feet over to third base, but shuts it down over at second.
Well, the official scorer did not agree with me. That's a wild pitch. But Green, instead of moving to his right, just reached for it. That's hit hard up the middle, a base hit. Travinski is coming to the plate. He will make it easily, and the Tigers extend their lead on an RBI single by Gavin Dugas. Well, and he advances on the throw to the plate.
That's how important, having a catcher that can keep the ball in front is. Instead of having runners at first and third, you get an RBI single. Travinski at second base. There's that overhand breaking ball, and this time Dugas stays right on it, drives it right back up the middle, and the big fella Travinski rounds third base. He comes home with LSU's 5th run.
Here's Zach Arnold, who walked with the bases loaded last time. Three in the first, 2 in the second for LSU. Arnold hits one high. He hits one deep, and it is dropped on the warning track by the left fielder Evans. Evans got there and then dropped it. Another error for Southern.
Yeah, this is like a routine fly ball out towards left field. And you see Evans, the left fielder, is going back. Got a beat on it right here, slows down, and the ball hits in his glove and just simply pops out. And there's Gavin Dugas trotting home as he was wide open for the 6th run of the game.
Nothing in this inning has been earned. A strike to Bianco on the breaking pitch. He walked with the bases loaded in the first. LSU batted around in the first inning. It has sent 7 batters to the plate in the second.
Bianco had a 2-homer game over the weekend. ball. Maneri continues to kind of experiment over on the left side of the infield. Jordan Thompson's kind of been the everyday third baseman, but shortstop's been a different story between Drew Bianco and Zach Arnold.
Bianco aims for the gap in right center field, but this one is elevated too much, and Spears is there to catch it. The Tigers pick up 2 more runs, make it 3 more runs in the inning, and we move forward with LSU leading 6-0 over Southern.